I'm Rick Moody. Another of the 45 writers and journalists Penn is working to free from Chinese prisons is Hada, a writer from Inner Mongolia who was arrested in 1995 and sentenced at the end of 1996 to 15 years for inciting separatism and espionage. When she learned about tonight's program, Hada's wife sent us this letter and asked that it be read this evening. Hahat, Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region, July 19, 2008. Dear Penn friends, my name is Xinna, and I am the wife of Mr. Hada, an ethnic Mongolian writer imprisoned in China. During the early 1990s, my husband Hada and I ran the Mongolian Studies bookstore in Hahat, capital city of the so-called Inner Mongolian Autonomous Region. Hundreds of Mongolian intellectuals concerned about the deteriorating human rights situation and the intensifying political repression and cultural assimilation by the Chinese authorities gathered in our bookstore to exchange ideas and to discuss ways to preserve Mongol identity and culture. In 1992, my husband organized the Southern Mongolian Democratic Alliance, whose mission is to preserve and promote Mongolian culture, tradition, and identity, and obtain greater autonomy for the Mongols as guaranteed by the Chinese Constitution and the Ethnic Regional Autonomy Law. Later, my husband wrote a book entitled The Way Out of Southern Mongolia and edited a journal entitled The Voice of Southern Mongolia. On December 10, 1995, when people around the free world celebrated Human Rights Day, a dozen Chinese police raided our bookstore and arrested my husband. The following day, hundreds of Mongolian students took to the streets and urged the Chinese authorities to release Hada immediately. The public security authorities of the Inner Mongolian Autonomous Region mobilized hundreds of police and police vehicles to arrest the protesters and members of the Southern Mongolian Democratic Alliance. A new crackdown had begun. After a year-long detention, my husband was tried behind closed doors and sentenced to 15 years in jail on charges of splitting the country and engaging in espionage. Another member of the SMDA, Mr. Tegshi, was sentenced to 10 years in jail on similar charges. Hada was not allowed to find a lawyer to defend himself, and all our appeals were turned down without any legal reason or legal procedure. Currently, Hada is imprisoned at the Inner Mongolian Jail No. 4 in Chaifeng City. During the past 12 years, my son Weiles and I have not been allowed to have regular visits with Hada, even though the Chinese prison law allows family members to visit prisoners twice a month. Since my husband's arrest in 1995, my son and I have become the target of harassment and intimidation by the public security and state security authorities. We've been detained, questioned, and beaten up numerous times by the police without any reason. In 2002, the public security authorities arrested my son on a trumped-up allegation of involvement in robbery and sentenced him to 3 years in jail without any legal process. We were not allowed to hire a lawyer to defend ourselves. I was given a notice about my son's trial 30 minutes before the court opened. During his now 13 years in prison, my husband has been frequently tortured by the prison guards and inmates. He's been regularly placed in solitary confinement, once as long as 66 days, and there is no TV nor newspaper available to him. His health is deteriorating. He has serious digestive system and nervous system problems that are not only untreated, but have worsened in prison. Recently, he's experienced severe leg pain and deteriorating vision. On June 20 of this year, prison authorities took him to an unidentified hospital and examined him. He was put in handcuffs and shackles during his hospital visit. The results of the medical examination were not released to me or my son or to Hada himself. When we are able to visit him, we don't see any improvements in his prison condition. The only thing that has helped us live through this extreme hardship is that he has never given up what he believes. We rarely see a smile on his face when we visit, but he smiled last time when I told him that freedom-loving friends around the world are encouraging and supporting us not to give up what we believe is right. Thank you very much, Xinna, wife of Hada.